people are still supporting me, and recognizing that I'm a changed person. I made a mistake over 10 years ago, and I regret it. I said all this in the last video, so I don't really need to restate it, I don't think. But speaking of the last video, though, I'm not making it private. I'm making it unlisted, mainly because it's been popping up in people's recommended that don't even play WoW who don't know me. So I'm not trying to put my business out that much, on the internet. So I'm making that video unlisted, just so it's doesn't pop up to random people. But the link is still there. If you still want to watch it, anyone who clicks that link will still see the video. So it's in the description of this video. Not trying to bury the information. I'm just, like I said, don't want to be popping up to random people who don't even play WoW, who have no idea who I am. But anyway, started logging onto WoW probably about 2 weeks ago at this point. Slowly, just kind of dipping my feet in the water. I wasn't sure, I felt like my server was like the hotbed of all this. Like if there's going to be any, like that, I felt like the most negativity was going to be there, right? And so far, yeah, there's been, some people who don't like me, who've told me so. On the other hand, there's been a lot more people than that who, even on Fairbanks, who whisper me, who I've joined groups, 5-mans, 20-mans, even 40-mans, and still been raiding with people. I even joined a AQ Progression Guild, which I'm having fun in, and they've even stuck up for me. It's been really amazing. I just, it, it warms my heart. All the people, Discord messages, I've missed a few of them. I haven't responded to all of them, but I've read most of them, guys, and just thank you. If I missed your message, I'm sorry, but just I want to thank everyone. I'm getting a little emotional here, but it's really touching. It is. Some of the things that people sent me. But anyway, what I also making this video for is I've been working on some videos, and I tend to be all over the place a lot of the time. I'll start something and start something else, and maybe scratch something I don't like. So I am working on some videos. That some of them are in the works. I was going to release this video. I was going to release an update video followed by some Nax videos on YouTube, some Nax Prio videos. What I'm deciding to do instead is stream it. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10 hours from right now. Probably 9 hours or so by the time you see this on YouTube, by the time it gets uploaded. But 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, October 24th. So do the math. That's 11 a.m. for East Coast, 4 p.m., 1700 hours for EU, I believe. 9 hours ahead. Or that'd be 5 p.m. So 17. Anyway, I hate time zones. So I'm gonna be streaming then. I'm gonna be streaming the. I'm gonna be watching my speedrun from Salad Bakers that I was in. It's one of the most fun. It might be the most fun raid I've ever been in, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. I've been meaning to do that for a while on stream, and hey, now we're close to Nax. Now's a good a time as any, I figure. And after that, we'll be going to Nax Loot Prio, which there's a ton of loot in Nax, 15 bosses. We got all Tier 3 to talk about, trash loot. It's going to be an episode. Tier 3, unlike Tier 1 and 2, are tokens they're shared with people, so it's not as, easy as Tier 1 and 2 to distribute. So we're definitely going to be talking all that. Probably going to take a few hours at least to get through all the loot. It's going to be a deep dive discussion, as I've done in the past. And I'm looking forward to it, I really am. So I hope you guys tune in, check it out. And I don't know right this second what my consistency or my schedule is going to be with content, but I do want to start streaming a little more. Maybe not WoW. I've been wanting to branch into other games for a while, and maybe now's the right time to do that. And keep a lookout for YouTube videos as well. I'll try to be more consistent than I had been in the past about that. But check out my stream tomorrow. I guess that's it. Kind of rambling right now. But I think that's all I wanted to say, really. Thank you all for watching this video. And I'll see you guys in my stream, okay? Peace out.
A few months ago, I decided to declare war on my World of Warcraft guild. Now, you might be thinking, but why, Pint? I thought you were a good boy. Well, I'm gonna tell you. The arduous sin they committed. What they did to incite my divine wrath. They didn't give me this sword, and I want it. Back in Phase 1, this was one of the most sought-after items in Molten Core. Well, you know, after Toep and Mana Igniting Core and Ring of Spellfire Choker. But Mageblade is clearly the best, because look, it's a sword, it sparkles. Now I know, it's a reasonable drop rate, and even warriors are getting it now. But somehow, after a whole year in Classic, this item has still evaded my poor little gnome. So who is to blame? Is it just unlucky? Is it just unfair? Is this video just an elaborate presentation for why I feel entitled to loot? So here's my guild history. At the launch of Classic, I joined a nifty little guild while I was leveling, and was very set on my endgame goals. Pump, big numbers, pump, big damage, loot and gear, yes, power. And I hope to make some friends along the way. And you know, once I got to 60, I was pumping just fine, and I had already made plenty of real homies. But the loot was about to take a turn for the worst. Now, the first Mageblade that dropped went to a giga-pumping Chad Warlock. This guy was trying to stack as many world buffs as he could by like week 4. And he watched anime, so he was probably the main character of the raid, not me. So no complaints there, right? Well, that was until, you know, someone got made officer and decided, oh, I'm gonna leak the loot priority, haha. And you know, it's a good thing they leaked it, because the top 2 people on Prio for Mageblade were paladins. Okay, well, let's see where I am. Pint, fuck this guy. I'm never gonna give him any loot. I hate him. He's like Gnome Hitler. I fucking hate Pint. So yeah, turns out my GM fucking hated me because of my epic YouTube gaming channel. Or maybe he hated the fact that I'd tell people to subscribe to Pint in raids. And he believed that my behavior was egotistical and virgin-like, which I can't disagree with. Between the constant lying, the 2-hour MC clear times, and the numerous e-girl scandals, me and the boys figured it was time to jump ship to a new guild. By now, I had gone 4 months without Mageblade, and my first guild disbanded later that week. But I am an optimistic gnome and can look at the future with a positive eye. I am sure in my new guild, Serenity, there will be no problems, and things will be completely different, and I will definitely get the items I want. Credit where it's due, the leadership in Serenity was pretty good. But at the time, they operated on a rolling system. That, you know, I figured, what could be more fair than Lady Luck? It seems pretty unlikely you're gonna go super long without getting anything. 12 more weeks without getting my guiding moonlight. I saw freshly capped 60s get it on their first Molten Core. But I can't take it out on Serenity, it's just unlucky, right? After all, they did change the loot rules after, but it didn't hurt any less. To them, it was just an unlucky hot streak of not getting any loot, but for me it had been more than 8 months without getting a very specific item that I'd been pumping very hard to try and earn. The psychological iceberg of pent-up entitlement was about to tip. So, I decided I wasn't going to take it anymore, and I quit the game to play that video game made for children where you grind every day in hopes for some arbitrary, random, mostly cosmetic improvement. Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I'll admit was kinda just like the gaming equivalent of Rebound Sex, so I fucking stopped kidding myself and came back to Azeroth. And since WoW Retail had mysteriously vanished after Legion, I decided to come back to Classic and give Serenity one final chance. I made a vow. If I don't get Mageblade right now, I am going to make a Horde tune and gank you all. I left it up to Lord's will, and when no loot from the boss dropped that I needed, the Lord said,
Pint, my son, don't let them hoes treat you bad. Ride up on them bitches and stomp them the fuck out.
Now I ain't no bitch. Okay, well maybe I'm kind of a bitch, but I'm not a bitch when it comes to loot. Your fate is sealed. Prepare to die. Well, boys, let me tell you, there's only a few things more sweet than Mageblade, and revenge is one of them. You get what you fucking deserve. Bang. Meet Pont, my second mage in my little side project for the past few weeks. Look at how sad she is. It's because she doesn't have Mage Blade. I'd sit on this toon getting boosted through dungeons by my absolutely new Chad of a guild who actually love and respect me. After taking about 2 weeks to get to level 40, I decided to go fucking sicko mode on them and use my full power. Mage be nimble, mage be quick, mage level fast and suck your dick. I started off in Zul'Farrak doing a newfound zombie farm and was getting about 140,000 XP per hour. No, this isn't cheating, this is completely fine, what are you talking about? Whilst my friend was leveling like a normal fucking person, getting about 25,000 per hour. What a fucking casual, ugh!
Wait, why am I sheeped? Hello? What? Hi! Oh my god!
In only about 10 hours of gameplay, I had gone from level 40 to level 55. But oh shit! My guild's doing a Molten Core, and I'm level 55. So I need to get attuned and put this puppy into full gear. So with the help of a demigod warlock who is unfazed by solid matter, I managed to get my Molten Core attunement just in the nick of time. Now in this Molten Core, my guild actually let me roll on loot under the pretense that I would hit 60 within the next week. I received a mediocre belt, a comfortable pair of mittens, and one of the best, most sought-after rings a mage can get in the whole game. And I couldn't even equip any of it. Yeah, I'm definitely in the right guild. From there, I made my way to Zul'Gurub, where I opted to beat my head against a brick wall for fucking hours on end, because I'm too stubborn. I will get this eventually. Fuck! Until my skill prevailed, and I was getting about 300,000 XP per hour, which is quite literally the fastest leveling method in the entire game, bringing me from level 58 to 60 in about 90 minutes. If my last video didn't convince you to play mage, these fucking leveling speeds should. Now I could finally equip my epic items. Wow! I look the exact fucking same! Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to raid the next week, so one of my friends gave me some extremely wise advice. Pint, you should start a GDKP, also, you are cool. Now, if you don't know what a GDKP is, essentially everyone bids on items for gold, and then all of that gold is divided amongst all the raid members at the end of the raid. Now, seeing as I'm playing on an American server, I figured I'd embrace the culture a little bit and indulge in one of the country's oldest traditions. Violent capitalism. So I got some of my friends together and I made a nifty little Discord and I started spamming trade chat more than any of my competitors like the anime villain I am. Anytime a mage would whisper me, I'd go to their Warcraft logs and check if they needed any of the gear that I needed. And if they did, well, we'd be conveniently full on mages. How unfortunate. And somehow, by the time Raid came around, we had multiple Thunder Fury wielders, a Scarab Lord, and a High Warlord all in the raid ready to go. After a home run from Gar and a Shazra Shinobi, morale was still looking high and some pretty swanky items had dropped. We defeated Ragnaros the Fire Lord, and it was time to let the vultures feast. I got a nice pair of Yeezys for pretty cheap. I got some sweet new gloves to finish up my 3 set, and won the tier 2 pants at a hearty 75 gold. After the rogues had finished bidding on their second-hand Eagle Bloodfang pants,
You are not a Chad.
Oh damn.
we decided it was time to start auctioning the most coveted of items. My feet pics!
Lige nu holder Superbrusen og Kvickly efterårsprisfest med gode tilbud.
Hold on. You just looked at my feet. Wait, do you feel that? It's the cold, unblinking eyes of your ISP, hackers, and the Queen of England. But worry not, my dear viewer, because with ExpressVPN you can keep all of your activity hidden and encrypted, so that neither Her Majesty nor anyone else can see what you're doing online. Now you can watch all of those Felix makeup tutorials you've been wanting to watch without anyone knowing. It's okay. Your secret's safe with me. But that's not all. I know you have plenty of time to catch up on all those Netflix shows while you wait for Blizzard to fix Shadowlands PvP. What's that? The hip new show is region locked and you can't watch it? Well, with ExpressVPN, you can change your location with just one click and watch any show from anywhere in the world. Look at how easy it is. Even a mage could do it. Let's see, what do you guys like? Oh, okay. So I decided to watch the critically acclaimed anime movie Mary and the Witch's Flower, which is only available in the US. But with ExpressVPN, I was able to change my location and watch the whole thing without a problem. And you know, I gotta say, I quite liked it. Wait a minute. This is copyright infringement. Expect to be hearing from my lawyer. Find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box below at expressvpn.com/pint. Back to the video. Thanks to my Asmongolding, which is, yes, now a verb, I have been receiving hefty stimulus packages from simps and e-girls alike. And this allowed me to purchase the Talisman of Ephemeral Power for only 700 gold, which I could have spent on at least 1,400 Night Elf lap dances, so maybe it was a waste of money. The Azure Song Mageblade. I laid down hard with a fat 100. I know none of these other motherfuckers need this shit. I made sure of it. And that's how I got my Azure Song Wait, no, what the fuck, dude, you're a warrior! I know what this is. This guy's trying to bid me up so I end up paying more gold. But I can't afford this, man. I give up. Wait. Oh.
Don't say anything.
I won't. Oh. Maybe socialism has its merits, after all. Punt. As the righteous, upstanding, obviously good guy Alliance gnome that I once was, I must admit the dark side had clearly wormed its way into my heart. No longer was I the small gnome you've all come to know and love. Now I had become a big, fat, stinky Zug. And since Horde are clearly the bad guys in World of Warcraft, it was time for me to claim my vengeance. Nay, justice. I figured Serenity would be my perfect target, so what dastardly plan could I conjure? Simple, really. Hit him with the oldest trick in the book. A goblin sapper charge and some AoE damage from a few mages can wipe an entire raid in seconds. So I had a team to assemble. First of all, set up a shadow Discord and get all of your mage friends in there. Set up a certain time and place to meet. Get an alliance tune to kill us in a very specific spot so that our bodies are hidden, but we can still res right where Serenity would be. But let's not forget the most important piece of the puzzle. My good friend Bradshaw. Bradshaw still raided with Serenity and thus would be my man on the inside. He would tell me what layer they were on, because back then layers were still a thing, but, you know, they've since removed them, but, you know, they were back then, it's old footage, So the night came. And half the mages on the roster didn't fucking show up, but that's okay. Cause we were all there at the gates of AQ, ready to, dunk on them hoes. We see them on the horizon, and suddenly, all of my hardships, my pain, my suffering, finally, a shot at redemption. A shot at justice. So yeah, we only killed like 3 people, but one of those people was Kitiara, who was usually Serenity's top pumpin' warrior, but he died on the first boss, so the fact that I killed him doesn't matter. So, the next day I finished up a GDKP and I'm going to turn in my items when I see Serenity is summoning people on the roof to get their ZG buff. Well, I still have a couple sappers in my inventory, what if I just... After getting my ass promptly beat, my guild talks about needing some backup at the gates of AQ while they summon. I figured Serenity's raid time would be soon, so I head over to help out. My guild zoned into a queue, and shortly after, Serenity arrived at the gates, which I proudly defended to my extremely dying breath. Not gonna lie, boys, felt kinda humiliated at this point. Despite my later run-ins with Serenity being pretty coincidental, I presume they took it as an act of further aggression, so I decided to embrace my meme even further. All shall kneel beneath my foot, witness me, oh. So they kicked me from the guild Discord, and I don't know, man, maybe it wasn't worth it. Leveling a whole other character, crying about not getting given... fuck that. This is the only fun I can have in this fucking game anymore. Creating my own roleplay PvP experience is really fun. I'd recommend it. Whether your character is Orcman McZuggizug, who terrorizes the lobbies of Duskwood, or Sir Chad, the guy that PvPs without a chestplate and flexes after every kill. Making a name for yourself with a fun PvP gimmick and a bit of a story is, in my opinion, one of the most fun things you can do in Classic. Because in the end, the only thing better than killing strangers online is killing your friends. I don't hate Serenity, I just want bloodshed. You think my conquest would be so easily thwarted by feelings? My friend, if I was going to give up so easily, I'd have already done it by now. This was only the beginning. Soon I would begin my training with some of the most distinguished PvPers on the server, such as Wukul. Slowly my power grew, and I gained some mad clout in the white main PvP community. I would make my faction proud. I'd already killed a few at the gates of AQ, so all I had to do was hunt down the rest of them and drive them into the ground like the dogs they are. Loktar, for the Alliance, kill number 1, Kitiara, again, cause he was online, so... I head over to Booty Bay with a mage pal to pump some frostbolts into him. He pops shield wall, but unfortunately, that's not enough to save him from the fact that warriors, upon entering combat with a mage, are clinically diagnosed with erectile dysfunction, swiftly followed by deleting your character and turning you gay. I even managed to get a few bites in before we made our great escape. I'm passing BM right now, my dude. Kill number 2, and Zalia. I track him down to Eastern Plaguelands and I start hunting. I find him and clap his human female cheek several times. We have an epic chase scene which ends in him unfortunately dead yet again, followed by him taking res sickness and porting. Mwah. I decide to call it a night and I snuggle into bed feeling great about myself. And sleep without an ounce of remorse. I log on the next day and who do I find? Anzella. Oh, but he's AFK. I couldn't kill a man without him being here. I'll just lower his health so that when he comes back, he can see my face before he eats the dirt. Feels pretty good to camp someone who has better gear than you. But eventually I got bored and moved on when I was told by Branchel that Anzella didn't know who I was and also didn't really speak English, so he couldn't understand my incessant shit-talking. Now I already knew this was gonna take a while. So I thought back to my training and remembered the ancient technique passed down through generations. Young Pint, today I teach you the art of having more people on your team. So I began recruiting a valiant set of knights to do my bidding. I would be the Twitch Eagle streamer, and they, my humble chat mods. I'd reward them with 10 gold per kill and a shout out in my next video, so now the whole world knows that you guys are fucking cheap clout chasers, Lamau. And of course Serenity saw the bounty that I'd placed on them. Some would say it lacks subtlety, but I'd say it's an alpha gamer move. So, one late night in Hinterlands, my first pupil, Chillbra, head out to scoop up a couple kills on Shinarino. And he even cannibalized after. God, he makes me so proud. But he didn't get the kill on the Thunder Fury tank, so I'm gonna have to bump him down to an A-. Still, that's 2 kills. Also, he killed Laser Chicken, but I don't know who that is, so. Next up, Melandra. After getting a sloppily screenshotted kill on Angelzor, she did manage to get a tasteful one-shot on Marty McFarty. And finally, Viscount. My right-hand man and my tier 3 sub. This guy leveled a Horde Toon just to help kill Serenity. He camped Silithus all day and night, and this guy had more kills on Serenity than me. Dude, he's dangerous. So I head over to Silithus to help him camp one night, and I see Tilo. This guy who laughed at me. We hit him with some pyroblasts until eventually he flies out of town, never to be seen again. Until Viscount pulls a 400 IQ move of predicting that he was going to Tanaris. We land in Gadgetzan and see who other than T-Lol, who of course runs to the inn to use his hidden technique of logging off and shit-talking in Discord once again. We waited in the inn for him to log back on for a whole 50 minutes before we decided to pack it in for the night. And unfortunately, this was the beginning of a pattern with Serenity. The next day, I tracked down another member to Blackrock Depths, and I waited outside for 40 minutes, but he never came out. Even Melandra, in hopes to get some extra credit, and some boys from the guild camped the portal room to catch Serenity as they ported in. And while we spilt plenty of Alliance blood, none of it was Serenity. I even took my massacre to Ironforge, but still, no Serenity. Every day, the amount of people online in Serenity dwindled. I knew my time was limited, and in my desperation, I put up all the money that I had left. 1,000 gold to anyone who wiped Serenity. Chilbra and Viscount decided to plan the final assault. They gathered a much larger kill squad than last time, completely ready to kill Serenity once and for all, to claim the 1,000 gold bounty. But there they were, outside of AQ. It's been 3 weeks since Serenity has not been seen raiding. The raid leader left the guild, amongst some others. Was it unrelated? Does having an angry LARPing gnome biting at your guild's ankles cause some damage over time, or am I giving myself too much credit? Who knows? So, is this it? Did I win? The past few weeks have been some of the most fun I've had in Classic. The role-playing, the companionship, the enemies. Serenity may have died, but not in the way I'd hoped. When the ranking system and the raid buff culture offered no entertainment, Serenity was there to keep me playing. To give me a reason to log on, a reason to go out in the world. But here I stand, with everything I ever wanted, and yet, at what cost? I have Mageblade, and although my slaughter was shorter than I'd hoped, here I am, missing Serenity. Because after all, what is the hunter without the hunt? It's me, Pint, from Dancing. Now, most of you people aren't subscribed, so if you like this content, please do it. Also, Patreon, previews, tutorials, blah, 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 blah. And I'm probably gonna stream, so follow my Twitch, please. Anyways, I'd like to thank all of Serenity, and especially Marvy, the GM, for being a good sport throughout this whole thing. I'd also like to thank Sweppy for some of the art you've seen in this video. This is their Twitter. Also, my hard drive failed, and I moved out of my parents' house, and my life's falling apart. Bye. Hello, I'm Pint, the best mage player in the whole world. Let me ask you, what do you think of when you think of a mage? Big damage? Easy gold farming?
Oh, yes.
Great at PvP? Well, while that is true, it's not all sunny skies and free portals galore. To an outside observer, there is no downside to free water and food. But all mages know firsthand that being cursed to roleplay as a sentient AI trapped inside of a vending machine for 8 hours a day is really going to start making you question your self-worth. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what it's like to be a mage, as I impart my infinite wisdom upon you, like a generous, but also kinda gay god. From the ever-bountiful highs, to the mildly inconvenient lows, this is 10,000 hours of mage. So, with the release of Classic World of Warcraft, you decide to give your relationship with Blizzard another shot, and I swear it's not going to be abusive this time, because he loves me deep down, I swear. Now, to ready yourself for a grand future, you need to pick your class. Now, you could spend a bunch of time researching and comparing classes to find what's right for you, or you could... World of Warcraft Classic, what is the best class in the game? In fact, since picking my class was such a breeze, the most difficult decision I'd have to make was which color pigtails were the cutest. And then I was ready for launch. And that, my friends, is where the mage experience truly starts to pick up. If you're somehow unfamiliar with the mage leveling experience, let me sum it up for you. While many great philosophers have made mage, I believe that my interpretation is the most eloquent of all. Dude, this shit's fucking tight. Launch week was easily one of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming, and I own all the Sakura games on Steam. And of course, with such an abundance of people, you're bound to meet some colorful characters along the way.
I look like a bear because I'm a fucking big, hairy fucking Persian dude. Like, so yeah, I do kind of look like a bear, but not a fucking gay bear. Maul your face bear.
It all holds such a dear place in my heart. So dear that I almost forgot about the 20,000 player queues. During that first week or so, leveling resembled a swarm of diseased rats, or sometimes very polite rats, laying waste to a small indie company's crop field. And it was truly a testament to the primal savage nature hardwired into mankind's DNA. So as popular as I am, I knew I was going to have to spend as much time as I could leveling alone. Luckily, Mage excels with this. With fat AoE damage as early as level 21, you have no need to concern yourself with mortal concepts such as friends. When you have crowd control, 13 hours to kill, and some lo-fi hip-hop beats to relax/study to, that, my friends, is a 5-star gourmet recipe for success. So, you've been playing Mage for a little while, huh? Oh wow, and you just got improved Blizzard. How about you go try it out in that pack of gnolls over there? But sometimes, try as you might, social interaction with other players is inevitable. Sooner or later, you might want to come out of that shell of yours and make a few friends. Luckily, mage leveling is just as good with other players as it is solo. Your ability to polymorph, slow mobs, and rip aggro from the tank every pull, die, and still end up doing more damage than anyone else in a dungeon makes you a valuable asset. Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. You know, I gotta say, despite the amount of utility Mage brings to the table, dungeon groups tend not to like us very much. I can definitely say that I've had my fair share of experiences that ended in... who needs those melee classes anyway? Behold, the perfect group. Unfortunately, with so many people attracted to such a class, this led to the rise of mage misogyny. As if overnight, playing a mage became almost synonymous with being a dumb fuck. So what if they can't figure out their one-button rotation? So what if they keep pulling when the healer has no mana? Mages are the new huntards, they say? Have you no empathy? There, don't listen to them. But it wasn't long before people looked down on you just for being a frosty boy. Your problems do not matter. You are a mage. You have it so much easier than everyone else. And to that I say, yes, we do have it easier, thank you and goodbye.
Happy feet, wombo combo,
During my leveling experience, I found a new hobby. Killing people. I have no code of ethics. I will kill anyone, anywhere. Children, animals, old people, doesn't matter. I just love killing. Some days I'd just log on and I wouldn't even level. I'd just look for victims to fuel my insatiable thirst for blood. And around this time I was starting to get some clout, so I had a real target on my back. Enter Mr. Bojang.
Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. Not enough energy. I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. Not ready yet. I don't have enough energy.